Hi, this is James. It's November the 6th, 2014. So I want to talk about salads, and I want to talk about cooked greens and how to keep them going during the winter. In the Seattle area, most of your greens can survive the winter. Some of them need to be covered with plastic when we have a really cold snap, but otherwise they should survive. So you can see all this lettuce we've got growing right there, all through there. It's sort of scattered out, and lettuce is funny. It grows where it decides to grow. Now also good for salad is this fennel right there and the dill right there, and then there's the Italian parsley, and then there's the curly parsley. There's some more parsley, or maybe that's celery. By the way, celery is hardy. It will survive some of the very coldest freezes. And this is cilantro. So there's the bok choy. It's going to go pretty soon. It's very sensitive to cold. The beans still need to be harvested. So what I do is we collect all these greens like this. Go around and get the lettuce. Usually I rinse them off. See? Here's lettuce growing wild in the path. Then what you do, after you've rinsed it off, and drained it out. If it's really clean, I don't bother to rinse it off. But chop it up. I recommend that you use a cleaver with a curved blade. That's because you can rock back and forth. And I recommend you use a cleaver instead of just a thick knife, because with this you can push down through a big stack of greens or lettuce. And once it's chopped up, then you put it in your container and keep it covered, and you got salad for a couple days. And I add the following toppings to my salad. We will add salt, of course, and flax oil or hemp oil, and sometimes a little bit of pepper. And I add canned tomatoes. I prefer canned tomatoes over regular tomatoes for two reasons. First, in Seattle, we don't grow tomatoes very well. But also, tomatoes in a can were picked at the peak of ripeness, and they taste great. And it's just a good way to package and deliver tomatoes instead of delivering them fresh, so-called fresh. Now, for greens. This is the Italian kale. And what I do is I break off the lower ones, and stimulates the growth on the top. So I'll fill a whole paper bag full of these. That's what I did yesterday. And then I chop them first. I didn't rinse them off because they're washed by the rain. They're clean as a whistle. Put them in a pressure cooker and steamed them. Then ate them with hemp oil, salt, lemon juice, and I also like to put some sesame tahini on there. We had 50-mile-an-hour winds, and so you can see the beans are falling down. You can see the collards coming through. And all this stuff here is called chickweed. And it's actually edible. It's called miner's cabbage. So let's see what else I can introduce you to. You can see how the broccoli is doing well. This is more greens than we can eat. We should take it to the food bank, which we do when we have time. So that's it. There's a cabbage. There's some cabbages. They're going to get huge. Most of this will survive the winter. So that's it on November 6th, 2014. This is James. Thanks.